What's the haps? I'm John, aka Meroka, and welcome to Spiel. So I have a teeny tiny minor celebration to get out the way. So I have recently, I don't know what point, it may have done it last week, but I've only just noticed, I have finally, at long last, passed more subscribers than I have made videos. So huzzahs on that score. So that's cool. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. I love you all loads. You are all wonderful people, and please, newcomers, do continue to subscribe because you are also great. I like those kind of people. So this is Onyx Sun Tier 3 on Elite, and I was assured this would be slimes. These don't look very slimy to me. These are the least slimy slimes I've ever seen. They're kind of furry. I think the slimes have been dropped on the floor and they've sort of rolled around and got stuck to the carpet a bit, because they don't look like the normal ones. Anyway, we do have some Spiral Knights news. Yeah! To get out the way. So, as soon as these spikes let me past, I shall continue on. This news is not super fresh. It's not hot off the presses. It's been sort of standing and going stale in the sun for a little while now at this point. What's with the vulvas? Seriously? Where's my slimes at? Three Rings do seem to have a habit of dropping news about 2 hours before I put my videos out live, which, is, after I've recorded them and not talked about them. So, this is last week's news. Ow, that was stupid. So, yeah, sorry about that. It's not super fresh, but I don't get any other chance to talk about it, so it's got to wait till now. So, the Gunner update. The much anticipated and thoroughly excited Gunner update is, you can be a little bit less excited about it. It's not coming anytime soon. Well, it may be, but we don't know when. So, you'll note it was originally slated for a November release, and they didn't get it done in time. Then we had all the Winterfest japes and antics, and then we got an announcement saying, oh, it'll be January, and January has very nearly been and gone. Only a couple days left. Rather than wait till the end of the month, they seem to have preempted it last week and said, sorry guys, we're not gonna have it ready in time for January. It's just not gonna happen. We tried to get it done in time, we haven't. Instead of setting you up for disappointment by announcing another date in the future, which could potentially happen if we set a schedule and say we're going to have it done by then and we don't, well, everyone just feels messed about and disappointed. So now it's the very Blizzard-esque kind of release date of when it's ready. So you can't be disappointed about them missing a release date anymore because they haven't set one to miss. So when it's ready, and don't hold your breath, basically. I mean, hey, it might turn up, hey, this evening, if they've really pulled their finger out today. Or it might turn up, 2 months from now. But it'll turn up when it's ready. So that's about the shape of that. In other news, I'm not sure whether this pertains particularly to the Gunner update or the Arcade Redux, or which part of update schedule it is, but they did tease a little extra thing as a part of the news post. We've also got Torture Drones. Well, obviously they popped up in, I think it must have been part of the Arcade Redux Part 1, I guess, last year. They added them kind of as scenario rooms, the themed rooms you pop up from time to time as you work your way through the clockworks. Yeah, you've seen bits of, you should have seen at this point. Wait, glowing crystals here? Why? Seriously? I can't use those. You should have seen bits of Torture Drone from time to time. I've seen them, lots of people have seen them. If you haven't seen them, look for some screenshots. People have found them, they're dotted around. Have a look through the screenshots section of the Spiral Knights Steam community. Chances are there'll be some in there. More glowing. You suck, game. You utterly suck. Yeah, that's going to actually finally make its triumphant return. For those not familiar, for people who haven't been around for a while or not in the loop, Torture Drone was a kind of a mini-boss from way back when in the day. I think it may even have just been beta. It was very, very early on in the game cycle. It was a sort of mini-boss that stomped its way around the clockworks, and if you killed it, it dropped, I believe it dropped the 4-star shield, the turtle shield, shell shield, whatever it's called, I forget. And I believe it also dropped the recipe for upgrading that into the 5-star, the Omega shell shield. And those recipes are obviously still in the game, but the boss itself, for reasons unknown to pretty much everyone except Three Rings themselves, the boss itself was actually removed from the game. No idea why they should have chosen to do that, because it seems kind of cool, but at any rate, it's actually gonna make a return! Huzzahs for that! So, at some point in the future, we can expect to see that boss, or mini-boss, or whatever it is. As it stands, not actually sure what format it's going to make its return, whether it will actually have its own mission, or it could be a danger mission, or whether it will just be a random occurrence in the clockworks like it used to be, which, to be honest, as a concept, I kind of like that. Whilst we're on scenario rooms, here's a kind of a little scenario room. There's a nice little fireplace to stay and get warm. And I was getting like red rings around me there. Is this one of the healing? I can't tell if this is one of the healing ones because I've got no health to heal at this point. But there are some of these fireplaces, they do actually heal you up. I don't know. Don't know where this one is. But yeah, a bunch of guys, bunch of crystals. I want to get them back up. It's a scenario! So that's the kind of thing. No loot around here. Let's head on down. So, the eagle-eyed who have seen the screenshots, matter of fact, I will probably link the screenshot somewhere, or maybe even put it on the screen, I don't know. It has a couple of new things, new clockworksy things that you might not have seen before. So, you know the orangey red boxes that explode when you hit them? There's some of those in there, but they look a little different. I mean, I'm not the only one who's observed that they look different, so it's not just me. My first thought is it just a quirk of the way the screenshot has been grabbed? I wonder if I can find a box to show you, but it looks brighter than the standard ones. It looks more glowy. No, I'm not doing that. Go away. You can't make me do that. Is there any in here that can explode and... Yeah, there's one. Maybe the boxes are glowier than I thought then. But there's that orange sort of orb in the middle of the box. And in the screenshot, I just thought the orb looked bigger than the standard ones. And maybe that's not true, I'm not sure. My first impressions. So they may just be explosive boxes. I would like to think there's some sort of new super explosive box that explodes for twice the explosion or something, I don't know. Just something different. At any rate, there is another box which looks very similar to these. Actually, it does have quite a big glow in it to begin with. And because it animates, sort of pulsates a bit, so I was thinking maybe the screenshot was caught at the very outer limit of it. I don't know. Technical details, who knows. It's gone now. So there was a purple variant of it, which sort of had sort of swirly lines. Looks like it's sort of sucking stuff into it, or possibly expelling out, but more likely the latter. Because at the top of the picture, you can also see the tortoise drone getting caught in a vortex that looks extremely similar to the shadow vortex bomb thing. I would demonstrate if I had it, but I've only got the tentacle variant, so it's not really the same thing. Wait, who? Oh, hello. You're not supposed to join my group. Opens public. Let's not do that. Let's go solo. Razor Eye, you're ruining my thing. Who's Razor Eye? Is he in the guild or is he? Whoops, that's a first for Spiral Spiel. I've never done that one before. Whoopsie. Sorry, Razor Eye. Sorry to let you down. Is he a guildie? Is he a guildie? Or is he just a random guy? Okay, he's random. I'm not going to feel too bad about it. Never mind. Wow. I thought I'd accidentally summoned, like, you know, one of the guards that debuff stuff, and I was like, he doesn't look like one of the normal danger room guard guys, whatever they are. Desna's Rangers, I guess. Nope. My bad, sorry. So we apologize for the inconvenience. Where was I? Oh yes, purple boxes. Purple boxes look kind of like the orange boxes, but look like they do a swirly vortex effect that sucks things into them. It could also be that someone has happened to put down the bomb in the screenshot in exactly where the purple box would have been had there been a purple box there, but I'm more inclined to believe that the box exploded and did a vortex, which is kind of cool as a new feature trap kind of thing to add to the Clockworks. I've done a lap of this. Where's the other? There should be another switch somewhere. Statue. I grant you I didn't look very thoroughly. Oh, it's up top here. Okay, there we go. I knew I was missing a statue somewhere. Also, by the way, these statues, I have never looked at these statues before, but it was last week talking about Nick Popovich's Twitter account of all things. If you go on there, he's got some really nice artistic pictures, actually, of these statues. I hadn't realised it's like I guess it's like a Trojan or very stylized version or something. It's got ears on the top, eye on the front, and the band around the middle is actually two hands holding a sword. I've never picked up on that before. I just thought it was some sort of just a statue. I didn't realise it was supposed to be stylized to look like an actual thing, you know. Oh crumbs! I don't have the right weapon. I don't have my voltage. Oh well. Can live without it. I got Polaris. It will do in its stead. So yeah, new stuff to look at. Check out the screenshots. See the new stuff. One more thing in the news, and this one's a little bit sort of shameless self-promotion-y, but it involves other people in the Spiral Knights community as well, so that's cool. If you've been watching my channel, you will have seen a trailer went up last Friday, was it? I don't know. Either way, the first video went up on Monday. The second video, by the time this video is live, the second episode will be up. The Spiral Knight shopping list is a thing you should be watching because it's a lot of fun and it's cool, and I've got 4 paths here and I don't know which ones are the right ones. Down, is this that's a party button. So, head on up. So, Spiral Knight shopping list is a competitive game for teams of 2, although I suspect, you know, if you were so inclined, you could do it in parties of more. This is Season 1, it's a trial run thing. It's currently involving 3 teams of 2, headed up by myself, Latters and Sklay of the Arsenal podcast, and Solotron of YouTube channel Sir Jinxable, who does the Spiral Knights animations. If you're not subscribed to those 2 guys, go do so right now. What are you waiting for? You are very strange for not doing so. I can't see what's over... Oh man, I can't see what's over there, so I don't know whether I should break this or not. Ah. Flip a coin, seriously. I'm gonna do that. That was the bad choice. This one, I want to break the wall. I hate approaching it from this angle because you can't see what's going on. Although, the thought occurs if I had a bigger resolution screen, maybe I could see it. Maybe this puzzle is designed for bigger monitors. Or bigger game windows at the very least. I don't utilize my monitor to the fullest. At any rate, yes, go check out the Spiral Knight shopping list, and obviously you will want to subscribe to the other channels so that you can see the other perspectives, because they will have an entirely different experience to myself and Sir Greenlink, who's my teammate. You've probably seen him around in the comments. He's a channel frequenter, and he's cool, so I teamed up with him, everyone else got teammates, and we went and tried to find specific materials within the Clockworks, and took on various penalties every time someone died. So, most entertaining thing indeed. And we will be working on doing a Series 2, so once you've watched it, or if you have already watched it, good, great, thank you, keep doing what you're doing. If you've already watched it, let us know your feedback, because feedback would be useful. We are aware that this is Season 1, it's kind of an experimental thing at the moment. We would like to further refine the formula, I think. Obviously, it becomes readily apparent throughout the course of the series, in fact, even if you just stop to think about it for 5 minutes, that the current formula is a little heavy on the old random chance, whereas, you know, it could be perhaps better designed to reflect player skill and things. I should probably take a pill, shouldn't I? So, anything you think could be done to improve, ideas, suggestions, thoughts, criticisms, let us know, and we can potentially work things in and improve it so that Season 2 when it does arrive. I make no promises of dates because we ain't got that far. We haven't aired all of Season 1 yet, much less got onto recording Season 2. But Season 2 will be better than the first, I guarantee you that. That is a 100% guarantee. You heard it here first, folks. And I'm frozen. So, once I get freed, question time! I got, it was Kovatoru who asked some questions last week. He has asked questions of me again. He's good with the questions like that. The rest of you are lacking. You can leave me questions and topics to talk about in the comments. I know some people have been in the past extremely good about that. Everybody else, do not be shy. Step up to the comments plate and ask things. Find out things and my opinions and stuff to talk about, because I need it. I've got a big notepad document with everything everybody's ever asked, and I will cross things off the list sooner or later. Everything should, in theory, get talked about at some stage. It's some sooner or later, depending on the topic, but yeah, if you ask me something, I will, generally speaking, write it down. Is this going to be jellies? This is an undead thingamajigger, isn't it? Surely? I don't think the gate map's going to help me, because it's just going to say Scarlet Fortress. It's going to be ghosts more than anything else. I'm going to put on my paladin gear, I think. Although, since it's still a jelly stratum, I'm tempted to equip that instead of the... Yeah, I'm not going to come across any fiends in here. But, yeah, Voltage, Acheron, and Ghosty Resistance, I think, probably is the order of the day. Ah, crud. That unequipped my trinket. I didn't equip my trinket. Oh, there are jellies down there. Okay. This was a wise choice, sort of, I guess. Semi-wise choice. As wise as I ever get. So, yes, once you have done leaving your questions, let us answer Kovatoru's question. Kovatoro asks, what are some things in Spiral Knights you think should be nerfed or buffed? Also, is there anything you think Spiral Knights needs? It needs to give me more stuff. That's what it needs to do. It needs to give me radiant crystals and things. No. What should be nerfed and buffed? Let's start with the nerfs. Everybody else should be nerfed except me. No. The one... Everything's generally not too bad. I don't know why the... As everyone's already said a million times before, I'm not quite sure why the Acheron needed the buff that it got. It's a very powerful weapon. I mean, I'm stacking ASI like crazy on this thing, so I can hack through things like super fast with this sword. So mine's kind of a little bit OP, even as far as Acherons go. But the one weapon that has always been pretty OP, and if the Gunner update does come with a buff, as I keep sort of hoping it might, it's going to be even more so. The Blitz Needle is just a crazy weapon. I don't understand why it deals so much more damage than any other weapon in the game. One solid charge shot from that can deal in the region of 4,000 damage. Even if it's not critical, it's still dealing around 3,000 damage. It's a ludicrous weapon, it really is. And I'm not quite sure why it needs to be as powerful as it is. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's freaking great for killing Vanaduke, but, you know, and Vanaduke's going to be terrible. It's going to be a poor day for Vanaduke fights if the Blitz Needle ever gets nerfed. I just don't know why it is powerful as it is. It feels like cheating killing Vanaduke with that thing, but it doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing it, to be honest. So, yeah, that's that. There's nothing else super OP. I'm sure people would disagree as far as lockdown goes, but as I've pointed out a million and one times, I am super not qualified to comment on that. Now, what can I take all of this out with one block? Woo! That's a lot of stuff. Aha! One, seriously, I need more than one. I got a hungry cat to feed. I can't feed a hungry cat on one crystal. Hey, a spark will do me though. Hey. So, what could be buffed? Obviously, maybe not the Blitz, but... Oh no, it's going to be awkward to do now. Dang it. Let's see how I can do this. Should stop here. Guns, generally speaking, like I say, I'm hoping the gunner update will, you know, make guns more of a viable ouch weapon. But I've always genuinely said that I don't feel like guns just hold their own in combat. Let's heal up. Yeah, you guys just give me some space, will you? No, don't do that. At the same time, or by the same extension, bombs. But I know I'm not a bomber, so I'm speaking on behalf of players that I am not really generally affiliated with. But there's a reason I haven't gone bomber. It's just because I've never felt that it's a viable combat choice, especially from a solo perspective. A majority of the bombs, you got your vortexes, you got all your various hazes. Most of those bombs seem to be designed around teamwork, you know. You throw down a status resist and then go to town on it with other stuff. Or you throw down a vortex and someone does a charge attack through the middle of it, you know. It's coordinated strikes. I mean, yes, you might be able to do that solo, but it would be a damn sight trickier to execute, certainly. And yeah, there's not many bombs seem to actually really have the oomph required to actually, you know, actually stop things. Now, how I get that? I'm looking for a vase here. Does anybody own a vase? Because, actually, yeah, jeez, that's a long way to get them. I could have just thrown a vial, I suppose, but I'm not that. I'm not a clever man. So if we do that, but ink, by the time I get around, it should be opened up. That's theory. Yep, there we go. I'm not too concerned about those. This was the wrong weapon for the job. Voltage, please. So I've got a vortex bomb, which is obviously a strategic type weapon. I've got a haze bomb. Well, I've got my shiver mist, which also is a kind of a strategic weapon. I've got the dark retribution, which I feel like well, it doesn't inflict any status or anything. It shouldn't be a strategic bomb or anything. It feels like it should be an offensive bomb, but I've never, with the exception of Jelly King, in fact, it's pretty much the only time it's useful. It never seems to do much damage because most of the time one of the orbs just knocks an enemy out of the way and then they just sort of stand in between the orbs and they take, you know, about 50 damage from the entire bomb, and it's like, well, this was a waste of my time and effort. Why did I bother doing this? I'm not sure what the point of this was now. Why did I bring this bomb just to do 50 damage to an enemy? There are... I'm not familiar with the crystal bombs, the sort of ones that shatter and go everywhere. Those... Maybe I should craft some and try them out. Maybe I should actually try being a bomber for a change. It seems like potentially an interesting option, a route to take. I could do. There's a lot of things I could and should craft in this game if I invested more time into it. But therein lies the rub. I've got a lot of other stuff that I want to play. Need to play is perhaps the wrong word, but I definitely want to play. So, yeah. There's crystal bombs. I don't know how viable they are offensively, the crystal bombs, but I would like to find out. There are, of course, your blast bomb lines, the nitronome and big angry bomb, that sort of thing. They are obviously very much an offensive type weapon, but at the same time, they're all normal damage. So I still think you'd be better off just hitting something with a sword. Unless they do so much normal damage that they're genuinely comparable to, you know, just hitting something with this. Okay, that wasn't... that was poorly executed. I was meant to do a charge attack there, so it just went wham and just annihilated things, but hey. That's still 250, 250, 300. That's like 800 damage in just... And it be... Whoa! Did not see that coming. It would still be like... I don't think it's going to do 800 damage, let's be honest. I go bam, bam, bam. Good 800 damage there. Bam, bam, bam. It's another 800. Whereas your Nitrodome, you got to charge it up, drop it down, hit the thing. I'm not familiar with the damage values, but I'm quite certain it's probably not 800 a blast. And I'm pretty sure, especially if you stack some ASI on this thing, it would be as fast as this. That's what happens when you stack ASI. So, If I had ASI on my voltage, I could do 800 damage even more quickly. I suppose you could then put charge time reduction on your bomb as well. There are many factors at play, but your bombs, generally speaking, I just don't feel like they're a valid solo offensive option. So, yeah. What else do I think Spiral Knights needs? More content. Things to keep people invested in the game is what it needs. There's a very real chance players like, oh no, myself, might get bored of doing the same content over and over again. Some people don't. Good for them. I've gotten burned out on this game on many occasions. I haven't been playing it too much the last few weeks, to be honest. I played a bit over Winterfest. Winterfest was a cool little time, but since then, again, sort of waiting for the Gunner update here, and Torture Drones, and shiny new things. Content is king. Content keeps people in the game. And there does need to be a steady stream of that just to keep people invested, I think. In addition, more items. More items are great. I would like it if they would actually design... reskins are all well and good, but I'd like to see actually new stuff. Because, quite frankly, I've been perusing the armors. I feel like I'm lacking in the elemental armor departments. I've got a Vodka cap and a Divine Mantle, I think, is my go-to elemental resist set. And it's not really great. I'd like a pure one is what I think where I want to start. I want to go with that. But hey, that's cool. That works for me. But there aren't actually as many options as I thought there were. So that one? Yes. I know this room is just pure guesswork. I just mash things until the doors open. Also, I remember when those blocks weren't there and you could trap people in there. That was... that was not great. That one? No. That one. Wait, what? Which one controls the... What? None of these wheels control... What? This makes no sense. Which one controls that one? There we go. Jeez. That just wasn't happening for me there. Different things seem to do different things every time. It's craziness. Yeah, where was I? Elemental gear, yeah. There are options in the elemental gear score, but quite an overwhelming majority of them seem to be bomber or gunner specific ones, or silly options like your chaos, or the volcanic plate, which is obviously attack speed decrease, and yeah, chaos is obviously your glass cannon gear. I mean, I don't doubt it's a popular build, it's just not one I've ever thought, you know what I could really use? Being weaker to everything, because, you know, I suppose the offensive thing works well for me, but it's... I'm reckless to begin with, you know, I just feel like that would be downright suicidal more than anything else. It's not an offensive build, it's just a death build. So, I'm not thinking the chaos set's suitable for me. I definitely don't want the attack speed decrease, because it lacks me some attack speed increase, quite frankly. Beyond that, yeah, obviously gunner and bomber gear is not suitable. That leaves, like, there's like Vogue. There's the Dragon Scale, which is Elemental Piercing Hybrid, which is another weird one. There aren't many options. There's some of the Chroma ones. It's interesting how nearly all of the options seem to be, like, fire and shock resist as well. There's not much else beyond that. Honestly, of all the things I'm leaning towards, I'm kind of tempted to say I might kind of like the, what's it called? The Arcane Chroma thingy, lizardy looking one. I can't remember the exact name of it. The lizard with the blue glowy claws, which is pretty cool, to be honest. The sort of set I could actually see if I didn't have this set that I'd kind of decided I'm going to stick with till the end of time, I could see myself wearing that because it's a pretty cool piece of gear. The key over here, I like that. More bosses would be good in the game. but that pretty much just falls under new content, to be honest. And obviously I think that is something we are likely to see, whether it be in the form of the Torture Drone, or the much promised post-Vanaduke content, which is supposed to be, you know, at some point in the future, part of the Arcade Redux, I guess. We should be seeing more bosses, but, you know, I would just like to see a lot of bosses. Whoa, hello Gorgos! What are you doing here? Gorgos, no, bad, this is not your place. You are not allowed in this level. I didn't bring piercing weapons for a start. So, wait, where does this key belong? There's two paths. Oh, this is a loot room, yes? I think, maybe. It is! Sweet. I'm gonna get me some stuff. So, yeah, just generally more of everything. More guns are obviously on the way. If there were more offensive bombs, you know, I might, you know, consider actually bombing being pretty cool. So, this ties into actually what I was asked last week, is what's coming next. I would love to see a bomber update, if I'm honest. So, yeah, more bombs as part of a bomber update. More guns are obviously incoming. Swords, you know what, I think we're good for swords. I think we're pretty okay on that score. I mean, hey, there's, I suppose, always room for more, but there's not really a shortage in that score. Whereas guns and bombs, I almost feel like you're sort of picking and choosing, you know, which is the best of... There's like a few specific ones that are go-to ones that people use, and... You know, on the sword front, you know, you've got loads of option. I mean, if I want a cool elemental sword, I've got 3 choices alone just in the brandish line. Not to mention there's the warhammer. You're spoiled for choice with elemental weapons. If I want piercing weapons, there's less choices, but you still got flourish or barbarous thornblade. Shadow weapons. You got your grand. Oh Christ, I'd forgotten about the big slow weapons. Yeah, your Grand Faust kind of lines. Yeah, swords are great. There's plenty of them, but guns. Yeah, I would like to see. I really want to see the full Polaris line, because then you've got options in the elemental score as opposed to Polaris or. Well, okay, there's alchemas, but nobody uses alchemas. I'm sure I'm now going to get people in the comments going, I use an alchema, and yes, I made an alchema. I still don't use the bloody thing. It's a nice weapon, but it just doesn't stack up to the Polaris, to be honest. Maybe that's a balance issue as well. Who knows? Maybe alchemas need to be brought in line with Polarises for pure DPS value. Although then, I think I've also had people tell me in the past that alchema is the highest DPS of any gun, potentially. Yeah, potentially. A lot of things that are potentially very good if used perfectly, but it's really difficult to use perfectly or something. So, just more balance and more variety. Variety is great. Variety is the spice of Spiral Knights, I think. And I would like to see more variety in my armor options, more variety in my gunning options, and definitely, is there anything in it? Yes, there is. There's jellies in here. More variety in my... I forget which one. Ooh, excuse me. I forget which options on my list I've gone through. Gunning, bombing, and armor options, I think. I might... Ah! Okay, let's heal up. Let's not die at the final hurdle, because that would be very silly. And there we go. I think that's level clear. Coolio. So we're going to head down to the terminal. Are we going to head down? Yeah, let's head down. Why the devil not? So that'll just about wrap it up for today. I've run a little bit long. I haven't done that in a long time. I used to do that all the time. I've run long today. Oh well. Never mind. So, of course, don't forget, if you do have something else you want me to talk about, please leave it in the comments, or message me in game, or message me on Twitter, and while you're at it, follow me on Twitter, Meroka_BM. And yeah, I need more stuff to talk about. My list is looking feeble at the moment. I need more things. But thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like if you've enjoyed it, because that helps me out a bunch. And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, because I make content all the freaking time. I mean, I'm aware that my other Spiral Knight series has just gone on to hiatus, but I don't know what at this point, but I shall be looking into making further Spiral Knights content. And of course, there is the shopping list to watch right now, as well as you can also go and watch Latterzen and Sir Jinxable's perspective as well. So, lots of content for you this week. There's no shortage on that score. So, thank you once again. I've been Meroka. next time.